Welcome to Sports Talk with Steve Jones, the daily talk show with the voice of Penn State football and men's basketball. You never know what special guest may stop on by any given day. Now here's the man of the hour, Mr. Steve Jones.
Well, hello, everybody. I'd say the sun came up, but with all the clouds and the rain, I can't confirm it.
Penn State loses 94-62.
It's a bad. It's just a bad game, bad performance. I mean, there's nothing you can take out of it and say, "Hey, let's find something here." You can't. When you go 4 for 22 from the field, and the two of the baskets were late in the half, because Ivan Juric had the first 2 baskets, then he got in foul trouble, and then I'm trying to think. They may have missed 15 shots in a row, something like that, 16 shots in a row. I think they missed 16 shots in a row at one point. You have no chance. You give yourself no chance to win. So let's go back to what we talked about yesterday. Who are the 2 big guys plus a third? Thornton, Mobley, and then you add in Royal. All 3 played great last night. Thornton has only had 1 single-digit game the entire season, and it was against Penn State.
He's been consistently incredible.
And that was when Mingo was primarily on him. There was no Mingo last night. So you're missing Mingo at both ends of the floor. That does not mean that he's making up, I don't know, was it 32 points last night, 33 points, whatever the heck the final score was. 32. He's not making up 32 points. I'm not saying that in any way, shape, or form. But they played better against them the first time, especially in the second half, because they were down 18 at halftime in that game, because they played better defense. Eli Rice hit some shots, and I think Eli's legs are, at this point, because I don't think people realize he has not played a game in March since 2023.
He missed 2 straight seasons.
Right. So he may have hit a wall, because I think he's only 1 for his last 22 from the field or something like that. Juric is a good player. There's no getting around it. Mingo's a good player. But they've got to start putting some other guys around. You need to retain those 2 and start putting some people around them. And defensively, it just has been, when they've played well defensively, they beat Washington. When they played well defensively, they beat Minnesota. When they played well defensively, they beat Iowa. All right? There have been too many nights where they haven't played well defensively.
Penn State has been a sieve on defense, and it has been a consistent issue.
And last night, I mean, look, they're hitting shots. Look, Mobley's going to hit shots. This is the same guy who hit 5 threes against Purdue on Sunday. Last time I checked, Purdue's a decent defensive team. Mobley's just one of the best shooters I've seen in a long time in college basketball. I mean, a long time. I mean, he's playing hurt. He had surgery on his shooting hand. That's why he had the wrap and everything in the pad and everything else. And he still hit threes last night. That was the 12th game this season where he's hit 4 threes or better. Really? I mean, I know Thornton is the quintessential 4th-year point guard. Everybody. I don't care if you're Duke. Ohio State, Penn State, everybody wants that kind of player as their point guard. Right? 4th-year college guy, can score, can pass, understands the feel for the game, doesn't foul. Right? And we've talked about that. But for Penn State, it was disappointing across the board last night. And I mean, it really, I don't think you can say much else about it. They've got a road game with Rutgers, and they have the Big Ten tournament. So they will not be playing a game in the Jordan Center again on men's basketball until November. And so they're going to have to, they're going to have to hit the portal. There's no question about that. How many guys you get in the portal? 3 to 5? 3 to 5. in the portal, and add in Jamison White. You need to have some key roster retention, no question. And this part I don't know how you do at this stage. This is the part I don't know how to do at this stage. You've got to get some excitement back in the fan base somewhere. You've got to.
Well, you know what? Bringing excitement back is winning.
Right. Yes, winning does that, except I've seen programs struggle. Indiana. Okay? They may not have been sold out, but fans turned out. Nebraska. I've seen that arena always sold out, even when they've been struggling and below 500. And you have to win back their trust, and at the same time, you have to have a fan base that is willing to hang in. I mean, look, the tickets to see a Penn State basketball game are not overly expensive.
No.
All right. You just can't say, I'm going to hitch my wagon to a winner. Okay. Now I realize they have not given you a lot to get excited about. I understand that part. But you've got to be, you would hope that you would have a fan base that has more backbone than that feels that they can make a difference, because you're trying to recruit. I'm not going. They're trying to recruit.
Yeah.
Okay. It doesn't look good on TV. Okay. Yeah. I'm telling you, what shots do you take? It doesn't look good on TV. All right. And you may not be happy with how things are going, and you are justified with not being happy how things are going. But are you helping?
May I? My feeling is part of the excitement, how to bring back excitement, is two pieces to it. One of them is the basketball side.
You got to win.
Which was of course, winning, but that's a given.
Right.
Part of it, I think, was Dylan Mingo. Let me.
Well, I can't talk about that.
I know you can't,
because he hasn't signed.
I know you can't talk about it, but I can talk about it in terms of he committed to UNC. Of course, was considering Penn State per what he has stated. His brother, Caden, of course, plays at Penn State. And there's an excitement level that comes with the top recruit in the nation. You can't talk about him. This is just the basic part of it is that.
Again,
and of course,
it doesn't matter that he's committed someplace.
Yes.
Just so everybody knows, because he has not signed yet, I can't talk about him. Yes. He's still a, quote, recruitable player.
That is why I am the one talking about him here on the show. So that is a piece of it. The other part of it, if I may, and I know some people are going to despise me when I say this out loud, I think football torched basketball this season. And that sounds so weird to say out loud, but there was such an exhaustion with how this football season went. And it's been seen, of course, even 2 years ago, when that first year of Rhodes, when he was here, there was some excitement on the program. They had some wins. They were feeling good. Yeah, well, it may not have been what it was.
Just so you know, Dick and I will tell everybody this. Last season was the one. That year ago, that was the year, because you had in place a rarity of veterans coming back.
You had defense, you had offense, you had shooting, you had everything.
Right. You saw how they played against Purdue, and they ran Purdue out of the building and so forth. And then when they hit the turn into the new year, they struggled against Northwestern, won the game, and then they, against Indiana in the Palestra, put together a shooting performance that was better than last night, but that's not that's not saying much. And then they started a string of losing games. They lost a lot of close games. Then Puff got hurt, and then it's like the whole thing started.
It was right afterwards. It was Palestra into Michigan State. Right. Puff gets hurt against Michigan State, and then it just from there it exploded. And then they go to
Indiana. Then they played Illinois. Then
well, then they played at Illinois in the game, and it was myself, Joe Putnam, Dick Girardi were there.
They got run out.
Ace gets hurt 2 minutes.
He gets hurt. Then they play Oregon. And Nick Kern's the point guard, and they should win the game. And then they came down the floor and literally had 5 straight possessions where only one guy, the guy in the inbounds pass, had the ball. Yeah. They never passed the ball. Lost the game by 1. Then the Michigan State thing happened, and from there. But that last year was the year that if you do something and get yourself in a spot, this year gets a pass.
That's so you loop in all of that of if you do something last year, it gives this year a pass. You add in the fact that this year's program was younger. We knew it wasn't going to be a world-beating team, but there was games where if you win one of these games against a Michigan or Michigan State or Purdue, whomever it may have been, could have brought something, but it didn't. And then you loop in the fact that there are other programs that have the excitement within the Penn State community. Because hockey has the excitement right now. Because hockey last year had this incredible run.
Right.
And it brought so much excitement.
And remember, they had lost, 9 in a row? And there were a lot of people very unhappy.
Yeah.
And then
they turned it on.
Turned it around.
Made it to the Frozen Four. And it was like, oh my gosh.
Then they brought in two of the more exciting players in all of college hockey, and Gavin McKenna and Jackson Smith. Right? Smith doesn't get enough credit sometimes.
Yeah, he's incredible.
He's a great
But the point
player.
was, they were not in a good place. Then they start winning. And then they make a magical run. And then you add in the fact they build on the excitement with Smith and McKenna. Where McKenna's coming in, and I think he had the most sold jersey in Penn State that's coming into this season.
He may have.
I'm
Probably.
I'd put him up there. And that's, again, going against football, which draws, 100,000 people a game? Like, that is monstrous. And then there's almost a full 180 when football comes around, and it goes the way last season did, where there was it was exhaustion from fans, and fans just wanted some positive. And as soon as it didn't start out positively for basketball, it felt like it was just a boulder rolling down a hill, and there was no stopping it. Where even if you had stopped it with, let's say, a win against Michigan or Michigan State here in the BJC, it would have done something to slow it down, but it still would have.
Let me tell you the turning point for attendance was the Hershey game.
Yeah.
Pitt's not a good team.
No.
I mean, sorry.
They're meh.
Okay. I mean, and what makes it worse for Pitt is they have an older team and they're not good. And that crowd was a great crowd. They almost sold the building out. There were only a few hundred tickets, right? And those people were in there, revved up, ready to go, the whole thing. And
Penn State lays an egg.
And they turned in a stinker. Well, at that point, it was like, you know, what do we do now? Because you play the game. Like, if it goes down to like 5 minutes to go and people are into it, but it didn't get down to 5 minutes to go. And I can't put my finger on why some starts are bad and why some starts are good. I mean, I see it every day. I can't point out why some starts are good, why some starts are bad. I can't figure out.
Some games it's missed shots, some games it's turnovers, some it's lack of focus. It is a million things, and it's constantly changing as to what is going wrong in a given game.
Now, to the people who are showing up, I give you all the credit in the world. I give you all the credit in the world. You know, but you play a game on Saturday. Finally get a Saturday home game. There's nobody in the student section. Why? Okay? Because it's one of the things that mystifies me. State Patty's Day. Okay. Oh, like, really? No offense, I don't know why it exists. Okay, but it's popular, and okay, anything student based, there's nobody going to it on a Saturday. Because I looked over, and go, okay, it's a Saturday. There's nobody here. I know it's noon. And then finally somebody told me about it. I went, oh, you got to be kidding me! It's that because Penn State's had that game scheduled. It's like the third time in the last 4 years where they've had that Saturday game, and it was opposite that. And it turns out it's a game you win. Yeah.
So let's go through just a little bit. We can't kind of.
I mean, you don't want. It seems like you don't want to. It seems like you know. No offense, but like it is an issue.
It is.
Right? I mean, it used to be the 5-side 500, but it used to take place in May.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I've been around here a long time. It's like you sit there and go, no offense, I don't get it.
You know what program has excitement around it right now that I'm intrigued to see this season? And it was seen last year in fans being at games. It's baseball. Baseball had excitement. Yeah. The fans were coming out to games, in part the Dollar Dogs, but that's the thing, is you got to find a way to draw. And the Dollar Dogs started drawing. Penn State baseball also had a good year 2 years ago, and it started the shift.
Yeah, but you can't do what they do. Okay?
I know.
So you can do Dollar Dogs. That's fine, but they don't charge either.
I know.
Okay, well, basketball you have to charge. The Big Ten is not going to let you. So it is it's a revenue sharing sport. Okay, there are two revenue sharing sports. Okay, football and men's basketball. That's it. That means you have to charge for everybody to be in the building because it is a revenue sharing sport. Okay. Baseball's not.
I know.
And to Mike's credit, they did a great job. They played at a high level. They got a great transfer that came in. That was a fabulous player for them. They won games. That game with USC on a Friday night was electric in there. It was one of the best pure baseball games you're going to watch at any level. It was outstanding. But you can't, Dollar Dogs, great. Free admission, great.
Yes.
Neither one translates to men's basketball.
But my point wasn't the Dollar Dog. I was like, that was a part of it, and we have to acknowledge it. And it's also spring. People love being outside. Right.
And free admission. Makes a difference.
What was the big piece that started that? Gambino comes in that first year, and what do? They do some baseball, and they play really well, and they make a run in the Big Ten tournament. It is the thing we say all the time is that nothing cures like winning. Last season for football, at the end of the year when Penn State football started winning some games with Terry Smith, there was a joy. There was a true, genuine happiness that, oh my gosh, this team's winning. Against Iowa when they lost down at the wire, that was one of the most well-watched games I've seen from Penn State this past couple of years, where people were watching it and they were loving it. And yeah, Penn State lost, but there was a joy that almost winning gave people. Imagine you give fans winning. That is a cure for a lot of things.
Well, I've said that over and over again.
I know, and that's what
I've said that for 50 stinking years around here. Okay, you have a marketing problem when you are winning and people aren't going. Okay, if you aren't winning, you don't have a marketing problem. Hey, there's nothing you can market to change. You've got to win games. All right, so 3 years ago, Penn State's in the NCAA tournament. Right? And it translates. Right? And I've tried to, you try to point this out to people, but Penn State's last 4 games that season, Big Ten tournament game with Indiana, championship game with Purdue, first round game with Texas A&M, game with Texas. 14.5 million television viewers total for the 4 games.
Pretty darn good.
Okay. Right?
Yeah.
That's translating. Right? You're winning.
There were butts in seats.
Right? Well, those I'm talking about, those are TV. None of those games were here.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, two of those were in Chicago and 2 were in Des Moines. Right? But they had 14.5 million viewers because it's the Big Ten tournament. And part of that viewership is Indiana. Part of that viewership is Purdue. Some of that viewership is Texas A&M. And obviously a chunk of that viewership is Texas. But the common denominator in all 4 games was Penn State. And they had 14.5 million viewers. When they went head-to-head with the National Wrestling Championship, here we go, right? 452,000 viewers on ESPN that night. That's a good audience. It's really good. It's exactly what ESPN's hoping for, right? Penn State, Texas had 6.6 million viewers. Okay? That tells you what successful basketball can mean. And there's got to be a change of attitude that when there is success here, because this is a problem, and I've experienced this for a long time. Anytime there's success, well, it's a fluke, it's luck or something. Like, stop it, right? It's a 45-minute game, it turns out, at Northwestern. Cam Winter hits the game-winning shot. You had to play all those minutes to get to the game-winning shot. He hits the game winner against Maryland. Bad start that day in the first half. Second half, roar back. He hits the shot to win the game. Right? Well, if he doesn't hit those shots, excuse me. Right? When the other team does that, you're always like, well, yeah, see, look there. In the clutch, they're really good. But when Penn State does it, well, they lucked out. It wasn't clutch. Like, knock it off. I'm sick of listening to crap like that for years. Really. Seriously.
Yeah.
And it's like, there is a segment. It's a small segment that just can't give credit when something goes right. Right? And I have virtually no use for those people. Right? I don't even listen to them anymore. Then they get to the tournament and they beat Northwestern. Right? They beat Illinois for the third time in the season. Then they beat Indiana. And, Indiana came back in that game. All right? But Penn State held them off. Oh, well, excuse me, it's a 40-minute game. They did all this great stuff to get there. And then they had the last shot of the game against Purdue to win the title. I remember exactly what I said. For 3 in the Big Ten championship. And, he missed it. Okay. Well, now you're in the NCAAs, and they ran out Texas A&M. Under 4 timeout. Terry calls a timeout after Seth Lundy scores. Penn State's leading by 1 in the game. That's how close you are to getting to the Sweet 16. Now, that's 3 years ago. But I'm saying that when they have success, you have this certain segment. Oh, they did luck. That's all luck. They don't do the thing at the end. That's what they do every year. They get to the end. I'm sick of hearing the mumbo jumbo, right? Other fan bases don't do that. They don't have that segment that does that over and over again. And it gets after a while, right? After 44 years of listening to it, I'm sitting there going, people wonder why, well, Steve doesn't say much to us. Well, you don't want to know why? I'm sick of listening to you. Okay? You can talk all you want, the whole thing. Doesn't mean I have to sit there and go, okay, great. I watch every minute of every game. Right? And they haven't given you a lot to cheer about this year. I get that. I get it. Okay? But after a while,
it's exhausting.
Right? It is exhausting to listen to. Like, again, here's the vast majority of the fans. Awesome. But there's that segment where you're exhausting. Right? It's like, success. They don't like success. They don't like failure. They don't like whatever. They don't like anything. And you sit back and you say to yourself, right, I want people to go, but I don't want you to go. I want you to go. And you don't have to be lemmings marching to the sea. You should be upset about things. I got it. But when something goes right, don't come up with some snitty comment about something. When something goes right, that doesn't happen with other fan bases. It doesn't happen with the Nebraska fan base. Right? When something goes right, they're happy. Right? Now, I understand every Penn State fan is not happy. Last night was a bad game. Bad game.
Yeah.
How much more do you want me to acknowledge? How much?
Some of the fans, and it seems like across sports, are just, as you said, not happy. And it doesn't matter what it is going on. They just can't be happy. But then you get that run with Shrewsbury, where it's like, why are you not happy? Why? What reason is there?
I don't get it.
I was sitting there in 2021 watching Syracuse make the only tournament run they did when I was at school. It was the best 2 to 3 days, of them being in the tournament, I can remember. Everyone was celebrating. Syracuse was not fun to watch at the time because they were so up and down.
Right.
And that's a program that had a history of winning things and of winning a championship. And it was just sad. It was sadness and anger and frustration. But then they get in the tournament and in the bubble and they get in and they win 2 games and Buddy Boeheim's hitting 3s and it was just joy. Everyone was celebrating it. And that was 2 weeks prior, the saddest people in the world. And I know that because I was reporting on them. Because I went to college to be a reporter. That's what I did. Sure. It was sad. Everyone was pissed. Everyone wanted Jim Boeheim fired. They wanted the program burned to the ground. All of it. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden they start winning, and it was the greatest thing ever.
Sure.
And as you mentioned, seeing that tournament run with Shrewsbury to get to the tournament and then win that first game, it's like, this is incredible. You should be celebrating this. This should be a joyous moment. And then as soon as the loss comes, it's like, oh, we're terrible. We're the worst. Why is it either end of the spectrum? But why can't you be literally anywhere else?
Again, it's just a segment.
It is a small segment.
It is a small segment. That's all it is. That's all. Okay, right? But it's a vocal segment, and they don't help.
No.
See, that's the part that they don't understand. You're not helping.
There are a vocal set of fans.
Okay? You're not helping recruiting.
No.
You are not helping attendance. You are not helping anything. And then you have other people like, well, I hear and right? Okay. Are you entitled to an opinion? Yes. Are you entitled to an uninformed opinion? No. You actually are not entitled to an uninformed opinion. I'll have people say things to me, I'll sit there and go, okay, do I got to waste my time talking about this?
There are a set of fans.
I mean, I have to say a lot of words during the course of the year.
I know.
Okay, as time has gone in my life, I don't like wasting my time. Right, and I'll go and I'll get questions like sometimes at things. It's good question. Good. Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's a negative question. It's still a good question. And then I'll have somebody ask something where you sit back and go, do I really have to talk about that? Do I really have to answer that question? Or I'll sit there and go, where's this come from?
We saw it this past year especially, and we've talked about it a bunch. There is a set of fans, as you mentioned. It's not a large number.
And again, should the fans be mad about what they saw last night?
Of course.
Yes. Okay.
And at the same time, there is a set of fans who, no matter what, as you've mentioned, good, the bad, they're always upset. And there's an echo chamber of just, they're upset all the time, no matter what's happening.
I know.
You can do everything.
Right.
And it's like, well, you didn't do this right. And it's like, what are we doing here? Why is it happening? And the echo chamber gets louder and louder and louder for no reason.
Right.
And
it doesn't mean, like, I understand the season has not been anywhere close to like Shangri-La, but I go back to the summer, right? I looked at the team in the summer and I'm thinking, and they could win maybe 4 or 5 conference games. Right now they have 3. I knew it was going to be a tough run because I knew how much was being spent on other rosters and so forth. I mean, some rosters, like not many, but some rosters in the Big Ten, are 8 figures.
the Axel Lindenberg on his own is probably worth more than Penn State.
All right.
Like, there is an expectation, an irrationally stupid expectation by fans where the program's not perfect, like doesn't go perfect.
Yeah.
Then it, like, no matter which sport it is, then there's a anger and frustration. And it's like,
yeah,
you can't be perfect. Literally nobody goes perfect.
Well, I mean,
when they do go perfect, they win titles.
But everybody wants to change out people all the time. And I get this, all right? Mark Pope's is not Kentucky's winning some games. They're going to make the tournament. They're probably going to be a 5-6 seed.
Yeah.
They're thoroughly unhappy down there. Right? Because now, News Kentucky fans, everybody else gets to pay money too. All right. But nobody's happy. I think that in Florida, they're happy.
Yeah.
At UConn, they're happy. Michigan's definitely happy. Michigan's definitely happy. Right? And I think Dusty May's a really good coach. But Dusty May also has all the resources in the world. He's got every resource possible at Michigan. I mean, we're unfortunately in an era where money is not everything, but boy, it's about, you feel like it's 75 to 80% of it. So let's just take Michigan. How much money is the quarterback making?
Heck of a lot.
Okay. How much money did they pay for the basketball team?
Heck of a lot.
Yeah. And All right. So that's the way. Now, Michigan football last year was like okay, kind of spun its wheels for the most part. But we all know about Larry Ellison in Oracle, and he's not a Michigan grad, but he's associated with somebody who's a Michigan grad, and he's paid out the money. Stephen Ross, the Miami Dolphins owner, has paid a lot of money. Right? That's fine. I have no problem with that. But, you know, that's the way the ball game is rolling right now. Right? People get mad at Oregon because of the Phil Knight money. Well, Phil Knight's allowed to do it. He's allowed to do it. They're not breaking any rules by what he's doing. People are jealous that he's throwing money into it. I mean, for goodness sakes. I mean, Dick Girardi and I walked around the track stadium. Track does not make any money for Oregon.
But my gosh,
but track my incredible. Goodness, but Phil Knight was a track guy at Oregon, and he's got a stadium that shows everybody that he is a track guy at Oregon. It is phenomenal because he's allowed to put his money where he wants to. All right. Penn State wrestling has been a great beneficiary of money. Right? The wonderful, I mean, Ira Luberts and Galen Dreibelbis are great people. I personally have great respect for each one of them. Like them. I know Galen better than I do Ira, but they put their money in there. Has it made a difference? Yeah, I think so. Right? To go with a great coach and the whole thing. I mean, you know, it all adds up. They're going to have a great weekend in the Jordan Center where it's sold out. But you also are going to have, again, let's go back to the segment, okay? And there's trolls always all the time. The segment, right? They should take the basketball money and just throw it into football. They should take the basketball money and just throw it into wrestling. No, sport, that's not how it works, okay? Okay, I strongly suggest that you, just for the heck of it, take one business course. Take a business course for a couple of yayas, okay? It's not how it works. Okay. Hey, let's get rid of basketball. Okay, fine. You know, we'll take the TV money. No. You don't understand. If you're not playing basketball, you don't get the TV money. What? What are you talking about? Wrestling's on TV. No, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. All right. Well, the NCAA tournament. No, you don't have basketball. You don't get the NCAA tournament cut either. Well, the only reason they make money is because of. Do you want to give it back? Do you want to send it back? Because I will give everybody a big hint. The COVID year where they had to go into the reserves knocked down the money for every program at Penn State because they didn't have the full NCAA tournament cut. Okay? It hurt. And it's the same for every program across the country. But everybody saw their budgets get knocked down because they didn't have the full NCAA tournament cut. Everybody was affected by it. So I've talked about this a million times. You need to invest money to make money. That's why Pat's doing what he's doing at Beaver Stadium. Pat pushed hard because Pat Kraft knows that if you invest money, the idea, it's not guaranteed, but you can't make money unless you invest money. It's just as simple as that. And that's why they're doing what they're doing at Beaver Stadium. He is investing money because in the end, it's going to allow him, in his estimation, to make money. And to me, that is, in a business world, the correct call. I mean, in fact, it's not even close in my mind. That is absolutely the correct call to make. Now, it has to pay off. But if you want to go out there and go for it, you do what they're doing at Beaver Stadium right now. And it's the same thing with the men's basketball. You got to invest money to make some money. Now, are they above the cut line right now? Sure. I mean, have they cut back on certain things like, you know, the size of charters and things like that? They'll bust to Rutgers this week, which is that, you know, it's within 4 hours. They've always done that. Right? But, you know, but you've got to invest money to make money, right? And no matter what you do with the other sports, no matter what you do, your odds of making any money in any other sport are less than 1%. There's only one non-football and men's basketball program that made money in the Big Ten last year. Minnesota men's ice hockey. That's the only one out of all the other programs. So let's just say on average, let's go 25 programs per. Let's just say 20. We'll round it to 20.
That means
20. So you're talking
10% of your programs make money.
Right. So you're talking 360 programs? 18 times 20, 360 programs. Let's just do that on the average. 360. So now you got to take out football and men's basketball. Okay, so now you take out 36 of them. Right? Now you're talking about the other 324 programs. 323 of them lose money. One made money. That's Minnesota men's ice hockey. Now, how they did it, ticket prices, things like that, I'd have to ask them how they were able to do it because the TV contract does not.
It's not lucrative.
Right, it's not lucrative. 2 years ago, the only two programs that were not football and men's basketball that made money in the Big Ten were Nebraska women's volleyball and, again, Minnesota men's ice hockey. But that's it. That tells you how difficult it is. How difficult it is. And there's a perception out there. Again, this is the knowledge part of it. We try to do whatever we can to educate people on this. But women's basketball still is women's basketball, which is more popular than ever. And they've done a great job of building some stars. I mean, I know they're, hey, we got stars all over the place. Really? I mean, name the point guard for Texas. AZ Fudd is really good. UCLA's got a couple of players. But there's been no Juju Watkins this year because, unfortunately, she had to sit out. Okay? In the Big Ten alone, Big Ten women's basketball loses between $50 and $60 million a year. Oh, that can't be. Yeah, it actually can be. And guess what? They have 87 championships that the NCAA runs. Which one loses more than 60 of them combined? The NCAA women's basketball tournament. Okay? Again, Kyle, I know people, okay? I know people that help run some of these things, and they tell me that stuff. Okay? So I'm not speaking out of turn here. I am not throwing a dart here. I'm talking from people, in talking to people who are in the know. That's why I know. Right? So I'm saying, you've got to invest money to make money. There are two programs that can do it. The other ones can't do it. The other ones are surviving to make sure that they're not losing too much along the way. That way, I don't care how much they lose. If you can at least make money in the other two, especially in football, above all, you can have as many programs as you want because they're all paid for. That's good. That's a good thing. Okay, so I mean, going from here, I don't know what they're going to do going from here. I don't know. Last night was just such a bad night in so many ways. So,
quick bit of breaking news: it looks like the Bears are finalizing a trade to send DJ Moore to the Buffalo Bills. Per Adam Schefter, It looks like it's a mid-round pick somewhere that is being sent. The Bills were looking at A.J. Brown, but they've decided on DJ Moore. Apparently, the asking price for Brown is quite high. Which is fair, but that's a discussion to have a different day.
Moving forward for the Bills, they will get a really good player in DJ Moore without the problems. They've already dealt with the Stephon Diggs deal.
Diggs, by the way, got cut yesterday by the Patriots.
But they had already deal with the Stephon Diggs deal. Even on good days, they were still dealing with Stephon Diggs, right? You don't need to keep dealing with people. If I have a better alternative that's a really good player, I go with the better alternative. DJ Moore gives one the impression that he is, on and off the field, the better alternative.
One last topic to wrap up with today, because I'm feeling joyous, Steve Jones. This question's been brought up, and I wanted to talk about it here. What happened to the great nicknames? Why are so many less players? It's like 2010 was kind of my cutoff.
Okay.
There's not as many good nicknames, and I'll give you a couple. The nicknames that I had from 2010 beyond, players that started in 2010 or later, is the key piece here. Some players played, of course.
Right.
You've got Giannis Antetokounmpo is the Greek Freak. It's a good nickname. Nikola Jokic is the Joker. It's a fun one.
Sure. So it's also the same as Novak Djokovic.
Yeah, but that's about it in terms of the good nicknames I got. Of course, you go before that. You go, let's say 2010 or earlier. You've got Magic Johnson, primetime Deion Sanders, the logo Jerry West. You've got Big Papi David Ortiz, Megatron Calvin Johnson, Sweetness Walter Payton, Jerome the Bus Bettis, William the Refrigerator Perry. Like, some great nicknames. The Answer, Dr. J, Diesel, The Great Bambino, Black Mamba with Kobe, Round Mound of Rebound. You've got the Admiral, the Glove, the Big Ticket. Like, you go through. There are so many good nicknames. Iron Mike, Pistol Pete. So many. And there are almost no players today I can give you nicknames for that are the next group. I guess Ant-Man or Ant with Anthony Edwards, that's just his name shortened. That doesn't count. That doesn't count for it. Steph Curry and Klay Thompson as the Splash Brothers is pretty good. Marshawn Lynch Beast Mode, great. All before 2010. Slim Reaper, Kevin Durant, great nickname.
I never heard
before
of that
2010.
I never heard that one.
The Slim Reapers are. I think that's one of my favorite nicknames of all time.
I never heard that.
It's a great one. Like the Slim Reaper. That sounds awesome. But that's it. Where has the nickname game gone, Steve Jones? Where? Players don't have nicknames. They don't have the branding of a name anymore. Donovan has Spida Mitchell, but
No, it goes back to the word you just used. Mm-hmm. Branding. People want to brand their own name. Mm-hmm. Right? They want to be identified by their name. They want the brand to be their name. I mean, what's Steph Curry's nickname? But we all know who Steph Curry is. Mm-hmm. Cindy Crosby doesn't have a nickname, but we know. But Crosby's not a big branding guy anyway. I mean, it's kind of but like Connor McDavid, there are no, nicknames in hockey. I mean, a guy slams you in the boards, they're like, well, he's the enforcer, but that's not his nickname. Baseball, the same thing, because look, Chris Berman is now in the twilight of his career.
Yeah.
And he was nicknamed all the time.
The Swami knew how to nickname a person.
He had, oh, to be young again, McDowell. Mm-hmm. Okay.
You've got, terms of the guys you mentioned, Shohei Ohtani's nickname is Showtime. It's fun.
But nobody.
Aaron Judge is the judge, but it's his last name.
But nobody calls them that. Mm-hmm. Right? Shohei Ohtani is like either Ohtani or Shohei. Mm-hmm. People are going by their names now because that's their name, and the brand is who they are. Mm-hmm. Not a nickname, right? It's not a nickname. I mean, Judge, the captain, which I think is
all rise. That's a fun gimmick, but it's not a nickname.
Yeah, but that was John Sterling.
Yeah.
Okay. He's the one that did that. But it's like everybody goes by their name now. They don't go by. I mean, even Joe DiMaggio, for God's sakes. I mean, he's the Yankee Clipper. All right. What was Mickey Mantle's nickname? Like, didn't have one. Like, they call him the Mick, but that's his name.
Even
right?
Like Clyde Drexler, Clyde the Glide. Great. Yeah. Love the Glide.
Right.
Earl the Pearl Monroe. Pudge Rodriguez. Like,
I know, and Pudge Rodriguez was not fat either.
But that's a great nickname. It's Pudge. Right. It's like, what does it mean?
I mean, Earl the Pearl Monroe. Mm-hmm. That goes. Walt Frazier was what?
Walt Frazier
was because he still works with Mike Breen.
Yes, he does.
But but Dave DeBuscher, Bill Bradley, Willis Reed.
Walt Frazier's nickname was Clyde.
Clyde. Right.
It was Clyde. I was like, yeah, it was Clyde.
Clyde Frazier.
Yeah.
Right.
But there are just George the Iceman Gervin, White Chocolate Jason Williams. Great nicknames.
Okay. I mean, now Irvin Johnson was always Magic, but they always call. I mean, it's almost like it became his name, Magic Johnson.
Robert Horry is Big Shot Bob. Everyone knows him as Big Shot Bob, and he made the Big Shot, and that's a fun nickname. The only one I can really remember from like around 2010, Cardiac Kemba. At least that was fun. Kemba Walker. Where it was like he got the Cardiac Kemba nickname and it stuck. I'm okay with that. It was fun.
I never heard the name before.
It was when he hit the shot against Pitt, I believe.
I know.
Yeah, that
shot.
was the cardiac Kemba,
Right.
and then he hit it. Very much so.
Because to their credit, they literally won 11 consecutive
Yes.
games. They won 5 straight Big East games to win the title, and then 6 straight NCAA games. This was 2011,
Yeah.
if I recall correctly.
Can you tell me what athlete is the worm?
Dennis Rodman,
Yes. Who's the big hurt?
Frank Thomas,
Who's the big unit?
Randy Johnson.
Exactly. Nicknames, synonymous with the person. And we need more nicknames in sports. I will stand on that hill. No?
No, I have no problem with that because it's part of the entertainment value of it. It's part of the entertainment value of it. But I think because of current branding,
It's name branding.
people
not-
want to name their name is the brand, their game is the brand, and it's a combination of the two. I mean, what's Luka Doncic's nickname?
Does he have a nickname?
He does not.
Thank you for listening to Sports Talk with Steve Jones, a 7 Mountain Media production. Come back at 11 every weekday for analysis of the latest happening in the sports landscape. From college football to European soccer, Steve and Kyle cover it all on Sports Talk with Steve Jones.